Hey there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Halen. I've been a little under the weather, so I do apologize if my energy is a little low. But I felt this really strong tug to come and sit down with your energy and the cards here today. And I'm so happy that I am, because the message here is all so mystical and internal. It's very powerful. And it's all about when these red blossoms bloom. It's a consistent theme throughout the past, present, and future placements of your reading. So we'll start at the beginning here, as all stories go. You show me this Raven Spirit, this Truth card. And this is, again, notice the red blossoms. And she's got the crown. She's very confident. She's above water. She's on land. And she feels so empowered and confident in her intuition, in herself, in her own magic. And this is what you are starting off the reading showing me that you're seeking. But I feel like you have felt stuck or trapped, and it almost feels like this would be like the wild, like the women who run with the wolves, that kind of idea, right? Like that book, like the wild, free version of you who gets to show up in the world exactly as they are. There's something here, I don't want to say to all of you, but you're not doing that. But there's something here where you are, I feel like you're bogged down, like you're underwater spinning all of these multiple plates, like one on your head, one on your feet, one in your hands, and I feel like this is flooding you. It's like being everything for everyone, but it doesn't allow you to be in this energy. Like these energies are very different feeling to me. This feels sort of subservient, and I don't think that you are necessarily like a victim, or you're like the Stepford wife or anything like that, because I know Capricorns and they aren't going to take any shit like that, you know what I mean? But sometimes we are by proxy when it comes to things we have to manage, people that we have to give care to, you know, children, ill parents, you know, doing the grocery shopping, paying the bills. Like there's some things that require us to be in this sort of subservient energy to keep things, to manage everything and to keep things steady. And because of the weight of this water, the weight of the water, it's interesting, like the pressure, right? I feel like you slip into isolation in order to, well, you withdraw because it feels comfortable. It's like in order to protect yourself. So I don't feel like you're necessarily filling your cup, because I feel like you feel unable to be free where the red blossoms are blooming. It's like you aren't able to be maybe in a particular location even that you want to be in, something like that, or possessing a certain energy, because you've got so much on your plate, on multiple plates here, underwater, being everything, multiple roles all at once, donning different hats. And I feel like you may even connect internally, or maybe even physically, with just one person that you really attach to. This doesn't even need to be a person. It could be a belief. It could be a teddy bear or your blankie. Essentially, that's whatever this energy is. That's what it's acting like for you. It's like you retreat. You go hide under the covers with your teddy bear, or you go into psychic land, or you, I don't know, have maybe a telepathic connection or one single friend, but you withdraw and you retreat from the world because it feels safe. But if you notice in the card here, what's actually happening is you are ensnaring yourself even more with this reaction to protect yourself from being overwhelmed. It's like it's preventing you from really living your life. and maybe even falling into codependent behaviors with anything outside of you, food, a lover, whatever, an idea, a story, a belief. It makes me think of how my friend lately has been saying she feels like she's losing her religion. It kind of is showing me, it's like there's that creature comfort of that religion that you retreat, isolate, withdraw, and you go to that thing, right? It's like you suckle at the breast of this thing that gives you that comfort. But in the past position, you're also highlighting to me here with the next cards that you're having an awakening about this. And it's really interesting what's coming up in these cards, because I feel like this is you. I feel like this is your future self. It's like you're really awakened. This is your higher self, your future self. And this is representing your ancestors and the magic of the spirit world, the spirit realm, the supernatural. It's a very real thing, right? Very real place, the imaginal realm. And I feel like this is you really calling in these forces, especially with the Akashic Library. But here's where it gets interesting. I feel like we essentially are looking at you. We're looking at your individual experience of feeling overwhelmed. And this is like your trauma response, is to hide and attach to something here because it brings you comfort during overwhelming times when you're not able to be free or something, like the true version of you, which is these cards here, right? So this is where you start to show me that you're awakening to this pattern within yourself, but not only that, it's not your own trauma that you awakened to. This is actually still in your past position. It's like when you uncorked that bottle, right? It's like when you invited in the ancestors here and this paranormal experience to lead you to the truth, because that is what you want, and you don't want to remain in this small energy attached unhealthily to something here out of a coping mechanism. I feel like it let in collective energy into your world. It's so difficult for me to even explain. It's like you felt like what you were dealing with at first was one trauma or one coping mechanism or one, whatever this is, attachment that was keeping you from really feeling alive or free or something. I don't even know if those are the right words, but I'm going to continue. But as you open, what's being revealed to you here is that this is not just your own individual attachments and trauma or overwhelm. I really want to I don't even want to use the word trauma. I want to use the word overwhelm. Because with the guy here, with, the Akashic Library, it's kind of like you are inviting in the whole system of the collective, the whole collective story. That's what I want to say. The whole collective story of overwhelm and grief, not just your own. And so as you invite in these ancestors to, and your future self to speak to you, you're inviting in collective energy. And that's, I think, actually helping you realize this hasn't even been my own stuff that has caused me to retreat or attach or not feel free or whatever it is. It's not just of me. It's of all my relations. It's of all of us. It's our collective generational story of trauma and overwhelm or what have you that I'm actually experiencing, that I'm very sensitized to. And so see how it's getting really big and it's branching out beyond your personal problems with, whatever it is, with these things that you're dealing with and with, this like higher version of yourself. No, it's about so much more than that. It's about so much more than that. That's all I can say. And I don't know if I'm properly putting this into words, but it's almost like yes, it's about you, but it's also not even about you, because something's been going on here for generations that you are actually having a response to. Or that's been affecting you. And so when you can recognize that it's larger than even just your own individual story, that shows the current energy where you're like, I'm determined. I want to really point out these wings on the head here, right? Like this is you determined to embody your future self and to step into this freedom. But this is all in the mental space right now with the 9 of air. And it's like, I'm going to spread my wings. I'm going to, right, release myself. But oh wait, this is so funny to me. It's almost like maybe even overcoming your heart. I kept thinking about a calcified heart here and just trying to consciously choose to be liberated and free. But then it's like, wait a minute, and you drop to your knees, right? So here's your intention. Okay, I see it. This is a collective story. It's not just my own, and I'm determined to be free. And as an individual, but also collectively, or to do this as my part of the collective or something for my ancestors, like carrying them on your back or something. So, but then, okay, so here's your thing. Yes, I'm going to do this. It almost feels like a New Year's resolution. Here I go. But then you drop to your knees and you're like, wait a minute. I still want to cling to that thing down there. And I'm like, what's down here? And it's this knight in shining armor. And it makes me think about, I'm just going to be really honest, it's making me think about patriarchal systems that are in place. Kind of like we've got this cultural, collective story about a savior that's going to come in and bring the kingdom to earth and save all of us, right? It's a big religion. And it's like, I feel like for you, this is hearkening back to this attachment, this codependent nature, where you'll attach to something here because it's kind of like easier for the psyche to look to something outside of itself and have hope that way, rather than to really take the responsibility of unburdening oneself and the collective upon oneself. And I'm not saying you need to be this self-sacrificing Jesus figure or anything. In fact, I feel like I'm sort of saying the opposite, because I think, and I'm just going to be quite blunt here, I've noticed working with my private clients and what this is making me think of, and this is funny because we do have this Jesus card coming up in the future, but I've noticed that the clients I've worked with who have experienced spiritual psychosis and loved ones that I've had who have had psychosis, there tends to be this recurring theme of I am the only one, and I'm special, and that sort of Jesus myth tends to perpetuate that idea of there being one single individual to bear the brunt of everything, and then also one single individual or circumstance or event even that comes in and saves everything. Like it's the idea of a miracle even being an external point of grace or a savior. And again, I think this is actually bringing up how you relate with others, this attachment that you're showing me in the past, where you withdraw and isolate and are deeply connected to one other thing. It could be a person, I think it probably is, or it could be a belief, like a religion, or an addiction, like drinking a lot of wine or something. I mean, who the fuck knows? Eating a lot, whatever it is that's bringing you this comfort here. I think it's sort of like this fantasy land. And it makes me think, for some reason, about how you still want to cling to this fantasy of something outside of you saving you. And the danger of that, which can then, the fantasy of someone outside of you saving you, but also the danger of thinking that you also have to be the savior. There's two ways that can go. And I just find that way of thinking in that religion can really trigger a lot of mental illness in people. It's just really common. And I don't know why those themes always seem to be at the core of psychosis that I've seen anyway in people outside of me, where there's something going on there about that. Because I think what it ultimately does is, at the root of that myth, which is unlike other religions or other myths from indigenous tribes, for example. There's this root of isolation, like of being the chosen one or being part of the chosen group. There's something there that brings about this black or white kind of thinking. And so it does feel a bit like losing your religion and then wanting to grasp onto it. I know this is really lofty. I'm trying to make this make sense because I'm trying to basically liken the idea of intense Christian beliefs can be akin to addictive patterns that we can also have of, this is going to make me better and save me one day if I'm good enough and I'm one of the chosen ones, or right, there's something, or whatever it is, this is going to make me happy, and I just feel like it's this sort of false fantasy. And so here you are, I hope this is making sense, you're showing me here, you're like, no, there's another way. And I kept thinking, it's so interesting how sometimes the young ones have the most to teach us. And I feel like this could even be almost like what I was saying about indigenous myths or beliefs or practices compared to more civilized adult myths or practices. It's kind of like the children know the way. There's something that's innate within us where it's like, hey, Capricorn, it's actually really natural, the work that you're meant to do, and this is the way out. It's like she knows the way out, and it's not a fairy tale. It's very natural. It does involve the shadow, but what she's showing me here, and I feel like this is showing you here, maybe what you're even showing me, it's like that old way, this old way, it's like, yes, I'm going to be free. Oh wait, but I still really like the idea of this fantasy. I don't know. Your true self is saying, no, there's a better way. It's time to sing a new song. There's new work to be done, and working in a different way, because for eons now, this has not been working. And again, it goes back to that collective story of what's been going on. That for eons, something has not been working. It's like there's a more feminine way, but it does involve allowing in things of the mysterious, because this, you can't probably see it, but there's a dark tower here, whereas this looks like, oh, this is a beautiful tower, everything makes perfect sense. I know, I want to cling to this. Who wouldn't want to cling to this? But this is like, but no, this is the way that nature actually operates and works. And so that's why these systems, for time and time again, have not withstood the test of time, and they're crumbling. And this has something to do with just how you also live your life, and the beliefs that you have, and the way that you, it's like this one is expanding. I know, God, I hope I'm making sense. This is showing me that your capacity is expanding beyond traditional beliefs and systems that are embedded in you from your culture, like that Disney happy fairy tale, like the Jesus myth. There's something else going on here where that has to break. You have to break open to, again, like what you were calling in here in the past with the ancestors and the truth, because otherwise you'll continue carrying these systems and these attachments that are not actually even of your own. You felt the weight of this water, the weight of this way of life. So there's a collective wound that is trying to remember what it's forgotten or find its way back to itself. And it has to do with this moonlight enchantment and with the ancestors, with this sort of high priestess vibe to me here, and even though it's not that card, and the wolf howling to the moon, which this wolf looks like it has pain in it to me. So there's this call to remembrance of, we want mentally to cling to the things we're told will make sense. Let's say it's a health issue, or I don't know what it could be, and it's like, okay, I know what the answer is. Wait, I'm gonna move beyond this. Wait, I still want to cling to this idea, right? It's like, this particular doctor is going to help me. This is the solution. And it's like, no, Capricorn. And please don't take this as advice if this is for health. I'm just using a metaphor. It's like, you need to look at this in a different way, right? This letting go of a partner, whatever it is, there's something here. We need to look at it through nature's eyes, because looking at it through this black or white mentality where there's a lot of roots in isolation is what's gotten you in this predicament to begin with, where it's essentially externalizing your savior, the thing that heals you. I hope this is making sense. How many times have I said that? So we land in the future placement with this strength card, and oh, I just want to point out, this is also you showing yourself. You're like, this is where the red blossoms bloom, right? If you come with me and you don't resort back to these old ways of thinking or these old religions or these old attachments, I will show you the way. And so here you are, and this is the nature way. I don't know, it's like that supplement brand, but here's where the red blossoms bloom. And it's something old, and it's got the divine physician, and there's something about this, about like nature's way of bringing you to this new place within yourself that you've been seeking this whole time, which is this truth. And this is, funnily enough, the Jesus card, but it's like the real healing begins here. The real Jesus figure, the real saving grace, whatever this is, the real freedom, the real kingdom on earth. It's not regimented, and it's not, I don't know, it's not singular. It's not only you or only this person that is needed, or there's something about this here. It's like, no, you are learning how to let all of that go and let life surprise you, because this is about, I feel like it's almost like this Jesus figure is saying, which is this divine healing, I will come back when the red blossoms bloom. But the red blossoms that are blossoming or blooming, which are also down here and here, they're about your own strength, and they're within you. It's like when you don't externalize them or seek something outside of you or seek to them, instead you become your own greatest teacher. And this is, you are your own divine physician, you are your own healer. And it has something to do as well with, it's not just you alone, it's about you having human connection, right? It's so different than being isolated with this one other person cloaked in the dark. It's so interesting. That's why you even opened, you invited the ancestors in, and then they opened you to the collective trauma and story, because your story is rooted in the trauma of this sort of belief that we are alone and waiting on something. I don't know. And this is sort of like, no, the beauty is all around you. It's all here right now. And this is where you show me, it's like you understand. It's like you know how to work with these fairies, with these spirits, and you're telling me here, oh my God, there's no rush. Like there's no rush to the red blossoms blooming. There's no rush to my future. There's no rush to this healing. There's no rush to happiness. There's no rush to this thing that's gonna make me feel so good, because I don't need anything. All there is time. And you're so content with that. Suddenly you are not needing. It's the dissolution of a fantasy, awaiting something's arrival or something to leave you feeling content or fulfilled. And then you show up in this future placement saying, now I see it. And right, you're this like oracle here, where you are in complete acceptance of time. And there's really nowhere for you to go, nowhere for you to be. There's basically no clinging. There's no more addiction. There's just you dancing with the current, with these fairies here, which feels like the magic again of the current magic that's all around you at all times. No lover, no meal, no medicine, no spiritual savior, no teacher is going to bring you that. The only thing that's going to bring you these red blossoms blooming is yourself connecting in this way with the divine. And it allows you, it allots you all of this pure freedom and time because there's no rush. It's just, it almost feels like going from worshiping a god to a goddess in a sense as well. There's something about that, about how, you know, in masculine energy, everything is so regimented and focused on results and productivity and time. And here, this is all about like nature and rest and allowance, not knowing what's going to happen when the oracle takes her seat on the stage. What is she going to say? It's kind of like this reading is a fucking shit show feeling to me. It probably won't appeal to the masses, you know what I mean? But there's something going on. It feels like you're getting really real. And I'm hearing fine-tuning. Your relationship to this land and the realm of, in the spirit realm, and yourself is, it's like all you can do. There's just something so, you're so at peace here, where you become your own savior, your own teacher, your own healer, your own greatest love. And it's not a happy ending because you're telling me there isn't one. That's when the red blossoms bloom. Just by breathing. Nothing to do but to allow. That's how the red blossoms bloom. And you have plenty of time. So it shows here, it's like there's this change to the family, but I feel like we're talking about, again, it could be particular to you, your individual family, generational trauma, but I feel like this is our human family, the collective. There's change that's coming, and it's through you, us experiencing this collectively. And then here again, there's this lookout, which feels like a dumpster fire. Look at the card underneath. It feels like the same idea. It's like we're looking out, watching something crumble, which is talking about this chess game, that black or white thinking. There's something that's not quite healthy in that approach, right? When we were talking about these systems here that don't work, but there's a lot of beauty in these systems, kind of like this card here, right? When there's space brought to yourself and everything, where we allow space for spirit to do the work and knock on the door of these systems, right? And we, or you here, showing me that we just connect in this way and there's nothing but time. It honestly makes me think of like those stories from the Bible or stories from like prophecies of the past, and it's pretty mind-boggling to think like, oh yeah, you know, like let's talk about the Jesus story, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna die, someone's gonna kill me, and then 2,000 years from now, or whatever they say, right, I'm gonna come back, and then but it's gonna be a horrific apocalypse. It's like, and people are like, okay, I'm good with that. it's kind of like there's this sense of peace of there's nothing but time. The red blossoms will bloom. And all you have to do is play your part, which is actually very important. And it feels like this energy. It just feels like stepping into, even if you're a man, it's stepping into this more feminine, mysterious energy where you don't have the answers. You are not in charge. It's something that comes through you like a child comes through a woman's body. Right? We're not out there making things happen and attaching to outcomes and giving timelines for those outcomes. No. We connect with spirit and hold true to our higher selves and our ancestors and into that realm, because that's the source of all life. And that's where this real healing is and where it begins. It's when the red blossoms bloom. I don't know what I've just said. I'm going to go on over to the extended. I don't think I'm going to post this one. I don't know. Thank you so much, Capricorn. So what the hell? For joining me here today. If you want to join me over at the extended and see what else wants to come out, the link to that will be at the top of the description box down below. I love you very much, and I will see you next time. Okay.